I'm hoping everybody is starting to notice what's happening in the crypto market. While we're sitting here talking about price, squabbling about where things are going to head, are we going to see lower prices? Is this where we should, be picking up a position? We're seeing big players throughout the space make some pretty significant moves, prepping themselves for big surges in price, prepping themselves for mass adoption. And it couldn't be more clear than it is right now about where the crypto market is headed. And this is why retail continues to lose time and time again. And I want to show you guys just a few things about what I mean here. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. We're sitting here questioning ourselves, oh, is the bottom in? Are we going to see further drops? Should I try to add down here? And the problem is so many people look at, things from such a short-term perspective. Should I try to gain another 10% in my bag? And instead, they should be focusing on the big things that are happening within the space. They should be focusing on actually having a position, because what comes next is huge. And if you don't believe me, if you guys haven't noticed, the frequency of these announcements is starting to increase. Big players positioning themselves for adoption. Big players positioning themselves for movements in the market. For example, Bybit, no longer restricted in India, big crypto hub in the world, right? Grayscale filing for a dot ETF, okay, Polkadot ETF. SEC acknowledging ADA spot ETF. We have Michael Saylor adding $2 billion worth of BTC. We have Metaplanet buying another 134 BTC for 1.9 billion yen. That's about $12.6 million. And the thing is during this dip, I don't know if you guys have noticed how many different filings, how many different announcements of addition by enterprises there actually is. It's becoming more and more frequent. And what we're seeing right now is kind of this weird spot in the crypto market where we're on the verge of mass adoption. We're the innovators, we're the early adopters. And basically there's this little gap right here where what we're seeing is institutional players, governments, enterprise start to weasel their way into the crypto market and get a bigger foothold. 100% right now, what we're seeing is some manipulation in the space. They're causing retail to capitulate. They're giving themselves basically discounts, and they have just large enough bags that they can make some of these small movements, and basically retail will follow, because retail is the ones that invest on emotion. Institutional players, enterprises, and governments don't. That's where the big disconnect is. Right now, for example, if we look at the fear greed index, the only thing that this applies to is retail. Really think about that, because if that was the case, if we really were this fearful across the crypto market, we wouldn't be seeing these big entities accumulate. We wouldn't be seeing them build their positions or open up pathways for adoption or basically prepare for more institutional money, right? The two trends, they're not mixing. And the big disconnect is retail's mindset, all right? Now, that being said, there is a perfect setup for how the rest of this market cycle goes. And I think a lot of people are missing this as well. There are two things happening that are incredibly good for speculative assets in the space. First of all, 10-year bond yields tanking. All right. This is great because instead of people hoarding their cash, they start to move their capital towards more speculative assets. We're talking stocks, we're talking crypto, we're talking things outside of bonds, right? Outside of savings accounts. This is a good sign for crypto. And historically speaking, this has an inverse correlation with the market. This is a good sign. DXY, same thing. US dollar index starting to drop off pretty significantly. We hit that big resistance like we were talking about, and we're starting to work our way down. And this is exactly where things start to run in crypto. All right. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but large entities know this. What they're doing right now is they're front running everything. They're giving themselves an opportunity to pick up, frankly, cheap positions and make sure they have their bags set before the biggest boom of adoption comes. Because the one that comes next, once we get into mass adoption, things accelerate. Capital enters the space faster, right? And what they want to do is they want to be positioned. They want to have the on-ramps. They want to have the exchanges. They want to have the institutional funds all set up, or not funds, ETF, like ETP products, right? All set up and ready to go. So that when they greenlight it and say, hey, yep, now's the time, they're making a crap ton of money. That's why it's more important than ever than that we have positions, that we have conviction, because we can see it all laid out in front of us. The problem is so many people are just blinded to what's actually taking place. So I really wanted to just make this video to kind of give people a little bit of an insight as to what's happening right now. This is one major reason why I'm not shaking in the crypto market. It's because I look at the long-term vision. We look at these strategic moves that are being made by, again, the big entities, the strategic moves that are being made by the government, potential big reserves, adoption of public blockchains, right? These are much bigger, longer term deals than what people are realizing. And there's going to be a point where it does have a big impact in the crypto market. It's not right now while retail's, freaking out and going through the drop, right? But we might only be talking about months down the road, not decades, not 50 years. We're talking about months. People need to remember that crypto is the fastest adopted tech in history, right? Faster than the internet, faster than the cell phone. And the thing is they've effectively been able to slow this down, but you can only keep things suppressed. You can only keep things in the bottle for so long before human nature takes over, before adoption resumes. That's what's going on. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.